Just getting the show set up right now. Morning, Lisa. Hey Pete, good morning. Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Good Morning Sun Prairie and Baker Street. I'm your host, Bill Baker, and glad that you could join me on this beautiful 4th of July, the day of treason, the day of insurrection, the day we celebrate as our Independence Day, and I'm glad to be with you this morning. What an incredible way to start the show, right? I don't know, but... Oh my gosh! Well, did you see all the fireworks last night? Were you watching that last night? I hope you were. It was fun. I think it was fun anyway. And then booms and cracks, and everybody's got fireworks. The sad part, I'm going to tell you right now, I pull into the empty parking lot this morning because the media center is actually closed today, and somebody had been setting fireworks out here, and it's just trash everywhere. They got it all piled up like somebody's supposed to come over and clean up their crap, you know? What is it? I mean, you take a good thing like that, and then people do that crap. I mean, it's just something else. Hey, I got a great show planned this morning. I got a gentleman coming in here that Terry and I discovered this past week, John Gay. Yeah, we're looking for some music. We're out there checking things out, and we went to the loft, and the sound had a cocktail up there, a Sea Breeze by chance. Just letting you know, that's vodka, grapefruit, and a splash of cranberry. had a cocktail there, and we weren't really into the music. It was more of a grunge sound, and I didn't appreciate his sound. So we decided to go over to our trusty and our reliable Buck and Honey's, and we did that. And we went over and sat down, and there weren't that many people around because, it's basically the 4th of July weekend. People were checked out already. There might have been 20 people there. Here's this guy. His name's John Gay, and he is just jamming. And I'm going to tell you, his voice is absolutely amazing. His guitar abilities are absolutely amazing. And at the end, when he got finished, I went up to him and I said, "Man, I got to tell you, I do this radio show and all this, and I'd really like to have you on my radio show." And I noticed that he's kind of out of the area a little bit, and I said, "Well, why don't you, if you could, I've got Monday morning open, and I would love to have you on the show." And I can't believe he said yes. He says, "No, I got nothing planned." And I'm like, "Okay, cool. So let's make that happen." So he's going to join us in the 8 o'clock hour. And I can't wait for you to meet this guy, learn his background, learn his history, and what it's all come about, and his music. And he's got a couple of songs that he's written, and one's called Death Row, and the other one is called Concrete Floors, and you'll get the gist of that soon. But you're going to learn he's a man of faith. And we got to talk about the beard. We have to talk about the beard. So, but we're going to talk about that. I want to talk also about what this day means. What is 4th of July? And we're going to talk about this. What happened is, the reason I want to do that is I said that, said to someone recently, "Are you going to be celebrating the 4th of July?" And they said, "You mean Independence Day?" And I'm like, "Well, yeah, Independent 4th of July. We celebrate our independence on the 4th of July." And I'm like, wow, got me thinking. So we're going to chat about that. You're listening to 103.5 WLSP, the Sun, home of the world-famous Station of the Year right here in beautiful Wisconsin, chosen by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association for the large markets. Excited about that. We're underwritten by those wonderful folks at the Bank of Sun Prairie, the Baker Realty Group, and your independence. How's that sound today? So why don't we do this? I've set up a playlist today, boys and girls, that's all about America and the 4th of July. And so let's get into this. And as we do for every show, we got to go fishing in the beginning and start out with a little bit of nitty-gritty dirt band. And I can't wait. This is going to be a great day. Playlist is on Spotify if you want it. You're going to love this one. Good morning, Sunbury. Happy Independence Day. Morning, Facebook. Tom O'Connor, good morning. Okay. Hey Facebook, sorry that you can't hear the music, and you guys that are listening right now, the reason for that is because Facebook doesn't think we have a license or permission to play the music, which ticks me off every single time. And so, but yeah, if you want to hear the music, you got to flip over to 103.5. You can stream it by going to the sunprairiemediacenter.com and stream the music live on the radio, 103.5. You can go to the Sun Prairie Media Center app, download that app, and then you can hear me live right then also. So I hope you'll join us. It's got a great playlist. I set it up on Spotify, and yeah, it's there. It's there. Good American music. Little bit of Bruce Springsteen right there. Born in the USA, right here on 103.5 WLSP, The Sun. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to 4th of July. I hope you're having the happiest 4th of July weekend that you can. It's hot dogs, hamburgers, parades. I heard the little rumor this is the last Token Creek 4th of July parade because the Token Creek Lions Club is disbanding. And so who's going to put it on? We've got to find somebody to get over there and, make sure all that water and everything that's happening out there, But, yeah. Happy 4th of July. Bobby Call, good morning, buddy. Heading to Georgia. Thought I'd take a listen. I love it, man. I always need my biggest fans listening to the show. Appreciate it. Hey, this morning we're talking about the 4th of July. We're talking about Independence Day. We're talking about what that means. And in the 8 o'clock hour, I will have, I think, one of the most amazing musicians since Kelsey Miles. And Kelsey is just taken off, and that'll be a name that you'll see nationally soon. Kelsey's just amazing. We started her right here on 103.5, about 5 years ago, maybe 6 years ago. But John Gay's going to be on. Met him, found him, discovered him at Buck and Honey's. And this is a sound that you've got to hear. This voice you've got to hear. This style, this musical ability. His guitar playing is amazing. And it's going to be a challenge to do it on radio. But Facebook Live, you get to see this man. And got to talk about the beard. It's a image for him, and it looks good. But let's talk about 4th of July. You know, you got to think about this. Now, you know, we've been going through a bunch of stuff in this country. I'm going to call it crap. How's that say? How's that go? Bunch of crap in this country. We're fighting over everything. We talk, the word rights are thrown out. It's, you know, it's my right. It's not my right. It's my right. And everything's your right, I guess. But can you imagine what was going on like around June of 1776? Around July 2nd of 1776, you got 53 men. Now, 53 men, and you got to use the word men because at that time in this world, there were people that were educated, namely men and women, for whatever reason. I don't need to go down that path, but there were 53 men that had come over from Great Britain. And of the 13 colonies that had been set up, they all were like, man, this king is just killing us. There's just too much stuff going on here. It's just not, our rights, our liberties are just being crushed. And then also the taxation without cause. That was everything that was going on over there. And 53 men decided to throw an insurrection, to become treason. Yeah, commit treason. They broke away from Great Britain and they said, we're going to do it. They became outlaws. And they asked 5 guys, Thomas Jefferson and Benjamin Franklin being the 2 of the 5 that were the most memorable of this. And Thomas Jefferson shouldn't even have been there. He had been turned down on so many of the meetings that they'd had on previous years that he shouldn't even have been there. He was there by accidents, by circumstance, because the governor of Virginia couldn't be there. But 5 of those guys were asked to create a document, to create the separation from Great Britain, and to show their independence, and to set in place a document for all ages, not for that time period alone, but one that just evolves across all ages, but is the foundation of our freedom. Of freedoms. How's that sound? And you know, sometimes it just I don't know about you guys, but it's just me talking here. You're listening to me. What gets me is how we trample on this, how we step on it, how we spit on this. The document, the founding fathers, the documents, the disrespect. Now, are we supposed to challenge it? Yes. In fact, the document tells us we're supposed to challenge government. But, you know, it's just something. Now, I have to read this because, and I hate to admit, one of my Facebook friends, and I don't know how long I'm going to keep this Facebook friend, but I'll keep them because everybody's allowed their opinion or their gripe or bitch, whatever you want to call it. But the comment that was put in here, and let me read this to you, okay? This is your periodic reminder, talking about the 4th of July, that the U.S. Constitution was written by a handful of rich dudes who didn't know what atoms were, practiced medicine based on 4 humors, had no idea that dinosaurs existed, used guns that fired 4 rounds per minute, regarded women as literally property, and would have considered a light bulb to be pure witchcraft. Now, why? The first question you have to ask is, why would somebody do this? Why would they make these comments? Well, first of all, the document that they're even talking about gives them the freedom to question the government where they live. We have that ability. Do you think that you can be criticizing your government in Russia? How about China? In China, you can't even pray in Tiananmen Square. You can't hold a revival in Tiananmen Square. You're done. They'll haul your butt away, lock you down. You have no rights or anything over there. But what this comment is alone is just absolutely amazing, because it's demonstrating what was given to us by the founding fathers. Now, were they rich men, white men? Yes, they were. And I'm not saying that proudly. I'm saying that's what the time was. There were governors of each of the different colonies. They were wealthy. The wealthy came over. The wealthy were able to get here. They were the guys that sat down and understood what it meant to have religious freedom. It's interesting. So, I mean, if you look at this, if you look at that, we have one thing in common with everybody in the country. Everybody. If you look at the Declaration of Independence, we have the American idea, and that ideal came from the founders, and hopefully we can learn to calm everything down and attempt to live up to what the Declaration says. I mean, breaking it down, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. Period. Now, they use the word men. Men, but they're making that as a general statement for all people. All people. They're created equal. That they are endowed by the Creator, by their Creator, with certain inalienable rights. And among those are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed. Man, what that means is that's a government run of the people, by the people. But man, we are acting like idiots, I think, right now, in the way that we do things. In politics, you don't even want to turn on the TV or even the radio, because it is just so destructive. So destructive is the word. You don't even want to listen to it. We set up the government, right? Of the people, for the people, by the people. And when the people make the decision, you can't be happy with it. So when you're not happy with it, you tear it apart. You criticize it. You spit on it. You do everything. You defecate on it. Can't use that other word. And don't you think it's time that we stop this and come together again to be, I think, the greatest country in the world? One that doesn't bicker and fight. Our Declaration of Independence, the words in there have been used so many times. I mean, the most famous is the Gettysburg Address. But what you don't know is Bastille Day and the words what the French government decided to use. Read it, you'll see it. This is why our country's so good. This is why our country is the most powerful country in the world. It's because of our people and our morals. Our morals are falling, by the way. And I don't know about you, but you know what? Right now in this, everything's about politics. I mean, I gotta tell you, I get sick of it. I really do. I ran for city council. Why did I run for city council? I ran for city council because I know I can help make a difference. Because I have a voice, I have a brain. I am committed to the city of Sun Prairie. I'm committed to the people of the city of Sun Prairie. That's why I ran. And I wanted to continue everything that we're talking about. And I got attacked. I got attacked because I was labeled a conservative, which I am. I'm a conservative because I believe in less government. I don't want more government influence. We don't need that. But that's what I am. That's one of the reasons for it. So without going into the whole diatribe of, somebody out there right now be going, you're a Trumpster. I'm not a Trumpster. No, I'm not. But the politics right now is so polarized, it's disgusting. Rosette Kobe on Facebook. And if you'd like, you can join me on Facebook and send me a message on there. Our phone system right now doesn't work very well. So Rosette says, and thanks Rosette for the messages, I'm thinking it's time to review these documents and make updates as necessary. And I get that. I hear what you're saying on it. And we have done that. I mean, in our Constitution. You know, I was thinking about this as I was driving over, because the Constitution, we gave ladies the right to vote. Well, I don't even think we needed that, because the way the Declaration of Independence is written, and I'm not a historian. I would love to have Mike Jacobs on here right now, but I can't, because he's running for state representative, and if I have him on, then I've got to have them all on that are running, and so, but it'll be another day for this, I promise you. And, but you know, these are the rights. All men are created equal. You know, back then also, I mean, we've gone through our history, we've gone through that terrible time of slavery, of people that were owned. And we can't imagine that today. When I say we can't imagine it, we can't fully understand it, experience it, feel it, taste it, be a part of it. And that was a tough time. Oh my gosh, that was a tough time. And thank God it's gone in the United States. We need to learn from it. But you know, there are countries out there that still have slaves, which that's another show. And we can talk about that. Rosette again. For instance, when some of these documents were created, the AR-15 didn't exist. I understand what you're going to say. Yeah, I get that. I get that, Rosette. I do. But you know, the shootings are happening with pistols and all that. They didn't have 6 chambers. They had 1 musket too. I get that. I hear what you're saying. And man, it's just killing me on that. That's just. I don't think we need to have an AR-15 out there shooting rabbits and deer. But if you walked in my house, you broke into my house, and you were going to attack Terry or my family, I wish I'd have one so I could use it on you. So, how's that sound? I don't think I'd even hesitate with that. Even somebody of faith, God-fearing that I am. If you hurt my family, and yeah, I don't know what I would do. I think about that a lot. But I do have guns. I have weapons. I have a pistol, and I have shotguns and rifles, and they're sitting downstairs. They're dusty. They're dusty. It's an interesting topic. It's an interesting thought process on here, and I'm wondering, and I think Rosette, you would agree with this. I'm wondering if there's a way. And I would love for us to do this. And it's going to take us to do this, by the way. That we can sit down and talk about the differences. Debate them. Debate's okay. To have our differences. And to come together. I do think we have to be careful in no way if try to change a document or change our foundation. Because if you change it, it just... I don't know if it has the foundation anymore. Yeah, I agree. Where's that? Yeah, she says on Facebook, back to the Declaration of Independence, it would be great if all men and women are created equal. They just are not. And I'll agree with that. So some thought there on this. And I'm going to add to it in a few minutes. But let's do this. I love my playlist that I have set up today. And so let's go back and let's get back into this. I love this song from Aaron Tippin. I hope you do too. Right here on 103.5 WLSP, The Sun. Good morning, everybody. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Thanks for having me.
Man, you're welcome, buddy.
Good to see you again.
Thanks. Now you're on right now, Facebook Live. Everybody can hear everything you say.
Oh, right on.
Okay. So you're going to be over in that chair.
Okay, yeah, sounds good. About that, though.
Uh-oh.
It's like kind of awkward to play in a chair.
I don't know
if it'd be possible to stand instead.
Sure.
I don't know if it'd be awkward to
You can do whatever you want.
the interviewing, but I can move these wherever?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's just, while the song's playing,
I'll play a few of them.
Situated, although I might be a little early.
You're fine. I love early.
Okay. Well, what is the saying?
Early bird gets the worm.
Early is on time, and on time is late.
That's Lombardi time.
And late is unacceptable. Yeah, Lombardi time. So these are my headphones?
Yes.
Okay. Excellent.
That way you can hear yourself at least.
Right on. Yeah.
There's a volume control there too.
On the panel?
Yeah, it's got a little dial there for up, down.
I've got a left channel.
Just left?
Yeah.
All right. Pull that out. Try that one.
Neither.
Okay.
And I might be able to sit. Maybe it'd be more convenient. I don't really know. I'm not used to sitting.
Okay.
So it's not my comfort zone. Nothing.
Nothing? Much.
Do I have to screw it in?
No. Take it back up.
Well, if we just have left channel, it'd be okay.
Just left?
Yeah. Facebook Live, where is it? Right there? Hey guys, how's it going? Get this all set up, this little segment. Really wonder if I could stand, but what would be much more like my normal. Can I just move that like so?
Yeah. Yeah, you can do anything you want.
Okay.
These are, I don't know if it's going to be long enough. Try them.
Right. Yeah, I got both channels on that one. Okay.
It's the cheap ones that work the best.
Of course, always. I just got this chord situation.
Uh-oh.
You know. Well,
I don't have all. Wait.
I have a set of in-ears too. I don't think the cord is much longer though, because it's supposed to be on your hip.
This is a lot longer.
Okay. Money. All right. Neil.
Cool.
Neil Diamond. Yeah, thanks for setting that up.
You're welcome. All right, now. Hey guys, back. That's John
So
Gay.
we've been on Facebook Live this whole time?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
All right, I got set your camera. Stand there. There you go.
Am I in the shot?
Yeah, of course.
I don't know if it'd be awkward for me to stand the whole time, but
You can do whatever you want.
it would be
If you like to stand.
possibly more comfortable. And I guess that'll be right somewhere in there. I've never mic'd this guitar.
Oh no?
You know, I don't know how it goes with the sound holes, but in general, you know, it's probably going to want to be right there.
Kirk Smith. Hey Kirk. Hey Sue Ann. Good to see you. If you have, so I put Facebook on your Facebook page.
Oh, okay.
The show's right now running on your page.
Oh, all right. No one ever stands up with this, do they?
No.
Why would you? And I don't know if it really is going to help me because
I don't know.
because I move a lot.
Don't move
You know,
a lot.
I move a lot, and that's not helpful, I'm sure. When you're playing in mic.
You'll hear your voice. Oh, you can tighten that mic. You can bend it like this. You can go up and down with it.
Right.
See? There you go.
I just need it closer. Maybe I can bring this one further away. Maybe I should just sit. Starting to feel like that. We come to America.
You sound just like him. Oh my God.
All right.
So the people on Facebook can't hear the music that I'm playing.
Right.
Because they
Awkward.
shut me down. Because they say I don't have a license or the
You're a
radio
radio
station.
station.
Right.
Facebook's
Yeah, I know.
weird.
I know. Oh, a little bit of Neil Diamond and America on the 4th of July right here on 103.5 WLSP, The Sun. Good morning, everybody. Bill Baker here, and glad to be with you on a 4th of July. The office is actually closed. The studio is closed, but I have special dispensation to come in and have my show whenever I want to have my show. Why? Because I have a key to get in and to do this. And I couldn't think of a better place to be than to be with you on 4th of July, first thing in the morning as you're grabbing your cup of coffee, because normally you're working, and finally you can see me on Facebook Live if you want, or you can listen on 103.5. Don't forget, you can, if you like the, because of the music, I got to tell you about the music, because this is really screwy, is that Facebook, you'll never hear any music on Facebook because the Facebook police, yes, the MetaGuard as I call it, comes out and they will shut down the show, shut down the video, because they don't think we're a radio station. They don't think we have licenses, registrations, and all that. And believe me, seeing the financials and being involved with the financials of the radio station, I can guarantee you we pay a lot of money for all that licensure. And so, but it's the world of Meta. And what are you going to do, right? What are you going to do? That's the one way to do it. Now, you can also see us on YouTube. There's a bunch of places you can see us right now. We're on YouTube. We're on 3 channels on Facebook. We are also on the John Gay Facebook page, which I just told him about, and his face went, what? But so we're out there, and we're on here. You can go to the sunprairiemediacenter.com if you want to hear the show and the music together, or you can go to the App Store, download Sun Prairie Media Center app, take that with you all day long. And you may want to be doing that anyway because football's coming up, and if you want to hear the play-by-play while you're sitting in the stands, it's pretty cool to hear either Mike Powers and myself or Jameson Rabbit and Steve Sabaki, who will be doing the West team this year. I think it's fun. I've had people tell me they enjoy it. So, hey, we've been talking about Independence Day, and Rosette, thank you for your comments. You're right on. I'm glad that you added. Rosette's one of my favorite people, and her comments about reviewing the documents of the Constitution, the Declaration of Independence, and then reviewing and adjusting them. I don't know if that's the answer. I honestly don't know. I think it's something that we need to discuss out there, but we got to be careful when you start changing documents to today. I mean, it would be like, and there is discussion about this, you got to bring the Bible up to date. No, you don't. The Bible's the Bible. That's another show, folks. I know, that's another show. That's one that John could be sitting on. That would be a good conversation.
Yeah, it would. Am I part of this yet?
Oh, you can if you want.
Oh, well, yeah, for sure. Yeah, you don't update certain things.
No, man.
The Bible is on the top of that list. The Constitution is next.
Yeah, don't mess with the Constitution. But here's what I want, I think, and we're going to start early because he got here early, and I love that about that. You guys know me for how many years I've been doing this. I love being early. Early bird gets the worm.
Got it.
And we are in Lombardi time now.
That's right. Yeah.
I'm digging it. So here's what I want.
On time.
Here's what I want you to know about Independence Day and today. What I want you to think of is it's about the separation from this controlling government that we had. Can you believe all these people? 53 guys, basically governors of all the colonies, committed treason on this day. Committed treason. That they were gutsy about this to give us different rights, give us different freedoms, not a freedom to do what we want, but to the freedom to do what is right. I think that's a good way to say it. And just think about that, of what you have, and be thankful for it, and appreciate it. Appreciate your neighbor next door, and the differences of opinion, differences in the way of life that they have, and agree to disagree, but be friendly about it. Like I said earlier, we're so polarized that it's killing this country, and we got to stop it. And it's not going to be the muckety mucks in the swamp that are going to do it. It's us as the individuals. We have to make that happen, and we got to shut them boys up. That's what I got to say about that. But without getting into the politics on this, so. Yeah, there you go. There's my 2 cents about it. I wanted to talk about it, but there you have it. Now, I got to tell you about this dude that's standing up in the studio. You can go to Facebook Live, go to Baker William J, check it out there. Go to the Sun Prairie Media Center, check it out there. I want to tell you the story because last Thursday, Terry and I, we wanted to listen to some music, so we cruised up to the loft. Got a cocktail up there, and there was a gentleman playing. It wasn't really the music we really enjoy. It's kind of more grunge and everything, and I'm not really into grunge, but it did have a Sea Breeze. Now, Sea Breeze is vodka. It is grapefruit juice and a splash of cranberry. That was delightful. We listened to a couple of songs, saw some people we knew, and then we went over to my favorite restaurant, Buck and Honey's. Was really tickled to get there. Maybe 20 people were there when we arrived.
Right, probably.
And then we sit down. We're looking over at this skinny bald dude with a funky hat on, and he's got this beard. I'm looking at.
It was sunny, man.
He's got this beard that's just amazing, And then it happened. He opened his mouth and started singing and playing that guitar, and I thought I broke my neck because it turned so fast from Terry, and I started listening. I'm like, this dude's good. And the last time this happened to me, John, was Kelsey Miles.
Oh yeah, she's amazing.
She is freaking amazing. Good friend, love her to death. But we were at the picnic, and part of the media center, and this lady comes on singing, and my head turned. I'm like, oh, there's a superstar in the making.
Yeah.
And the same thing happened the other night with you.
Well.
And that's why when you got finished, I had to come up and get you on the show.
Total honor to be considered in the same conversation as Kelsey Miles. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome, man. Your music is that great. And I love your story, but your music is better. How about that, man?
Right. Well,
Yeah.
Thank you. Glory to God.
Absolutely, my friend. Absolutely. Thanks for coming all the way here, too,
thanks
man.
for having me.
Dude, I didn't expect that I could ask you to be on 4th of July, and you'd go, yes.
Oh, well, yeah. You know, what am I doing? This is crazy early, though. I'll tell you, this isn't exactly rock and roll time.
Oh, yeah. You should. Kels comes in here, and her hair's all wet, and, she said, my voice, I think I can sing something, but...
Yeah, right. It's not the best vocal hour for a musician.
Oh, no.
I drove from Minneapolis last night, got in about midnight.
In Jefferson?
Yeah.
Yeah, you live in Jefferson?
Yeah.
Man, you do have an incredible schedule that you're playing.
Oh, yeah. It's a total blast.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah, you think? And now, does your wife and kids travel with you?
No, they want to.
Okay.
There's been talk of getting a vehicle or RV of some kind that we could all kind of travel around, but we don't really have that in place right now. So it's not super practical. I have a 8-month-old and a 2-year-old, and they're with me this morning. I think they're across at the park somewhere. But we might do some hiking after the interview today. But anyway, we're working on that. But right now, I'm just pretty much just tooling around in a little Honda Fit and trying to be as easy on the gas as possible.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, I've watched other performers where they start out in one vehicle, and as you progress in your career, it becomes a bigger vehicle and a bigger vehicle and more things and all this stuff. And
right, I'm still at the tiny vehicle stage.
yeah, man, but you're playing everywhere except Madison.
Yeah, I haven't been in Madison a lot since the COVID and stuff. I think I do have a date later in the year at the Old Brick Beer Garden.
Yeah, you do.
But that's really about it. And then I was in Sun Prairie last Thursday. I don't have anything else scheduled, though.
Yeah, we have to get on Amy and those guys to get you booked at
Yeah.
Buck and Honey's again, because you and Jerry Alexander, have you met Jerry?
No,
Or Jerry Fitzpatrick?
I have not met him.
He is an amazing guitar player. He's there every Tuesday night, but then he's also part of 930 Standard.
And that's a band?
Yeah.
Right.
And he's been in here several times. He's got an album that he produced, and but I love musicians coming in.
Right on.
I could do this all day long. This would be great. But hey, let's talk about you. And how long have you been playing?
Well, I've been playing for 20 years or so, on and off.
Okay.
I got started later in life. I didn't even pick up a guitar until like 27. I tried to do what the world says you're supposed to do, but
that
finally
scares
at
me.
27, I had gone to just enough Grateful Dead and Pink Floyd concerts to decide I want to do that.
Okay.
And
which part of that did you want to do?
I wanted to play guitar.
Okay.
I was just enthralled with Jerry Garcia and David Gilmour, and I'm like, that's just awesome, And I had a sort of inclination, I guess, towards also more acoustic music, and I finally just picked it up.
Okay.
And then I've been playing since then, pretty much, which is over 20 years, maybe 25 now. But I wasn't really doing it for a living until recently.
Well, and I have your bio in front of me, and so
Right.
I was reading that, and we got to talk about it.
Well, yeah, we're burying the headline.
I
I got arrested in 2011 for growing marijuana.
For growing it.
Yeah. And, well,
How much
and
of it? Like
possessing
100 acres of it, or?
Not 100 acres, but a lot. They found a ton of weed drying in my warehouse.
Okay.
And I was like, how'd that get there?
It's not mine.
Yeah. What? Who's? What?
What?
I didn't
Oh
know
my
anything
God.
about that. And they said, sure. We'll take you into the station and see if you decide you want to talk about that. But anyway, so I got a 9-year sentence for that, and it was 6 in and 3 out, basically. So, I was actually locked up then in the Wisconsin prison system for 5 years and 3 months. And, during that time, I pretty much, initially there was a year in the county jail in Racine County.
Wow.
And, we never saw the sun.
Wow.
The windows were basically blacked out. It was like looking through a piece of paper.
Oh my gosh.
It let some light in, but you couldn't really see the sun.
Sure.
There was a black guy in there who was white. He hadn't seen the sun in 4 years. And so pretty rough conditions, no guitar, no rec, nothing like that. And so I was just in a cell, and something like that happens to you, and suddenly you're like, okay, God, you have my undivided attention. So I just spent that time poring over the Bible, reading it over and over, front to back, and that's something that I still do today.
Cool.
And so anyway, I made it out of the jail and then into a prison where I could ultimately, after years, get a guitar, and had to talk the warden into allocating a little storage closet that was about half of the size of the studio here, so like a 6x9.
Okay.
And we weren't allowed to play. I was on this warehouse barracks kind of situation. It's the warehouse with 150 guys, at Fox Lake Correctional.
Okay.
And you weren't allowed to play on the unit because I guess people would argue about what genre. To be honest, I think they were just trying to keep the brothers from rapping. But anyway, I finally talked them into letting us use this little practice room, or I called it a practice room. It was really just a storage closet. And so once that got approved, I talked the warden into it. It took years. I stayed in there. And I just was like, well, I'm just going to practice
all the time.
All the time, yeah. I mean, I tried to get a job at the institution, in the garden.
Yeah.
And the captain kind of looked at me over his glasses, and he's like, Mr. Gay, do you have any other occupation other than horticulture? And I'm like, well, I didn't get the job. And so I took that as an indication from God that I was just to play guitar, sing and pray and read the Bible, and that's what I did for 5 years and 3 months. And it was actually the best thing that ever happened to me. I got to know God, and so when I was in there, I was getting my chops together a little bit, and some of the guys were like, "Man, you should do that when you get out." And I thought, no, really, you think? And I got more support and more encouragement, ironically, from when I was in prison for playing music than I did when I was out. And so, once I got out, I just basically went for it. I worked for 3 months in construction for a friend until I could afford a car and a phone.
Sure.
And
now, were you married at the time?
No.
Okay. So you met your wife after?
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And an old friend of mine offered to let me live with him basically for free. I was kind of homeless when I got out. I didn't have anything.
Sure.
And
well, people don't realize that either. I mean, the transition from prison to life outside of prison is pretty I don't word I want to use, but I have friends that are involved in that in the city of Madison, and I've heard the stories how difficult it is.
Yeah, it can be because a lot of people don't want to hire felons,
Sure.
and a lot of landlords don't want to rent to felons.
Sure.
So it was difficult.
Right.
But I had friends, and I was able to get a job. I worked for 3 months and got enough money, and then my buddy asked if I wanted to live with him, and I said sure, and ended up meeting his cousin.
Oh.
My now lovely wife.
Aw, what's her name?
Yes, Amanda.
Amanda, I hope you're
Yes,
listening.
Yes. Right. She, not long after we connected and saw that there was something there, she asked if I ever wanted to have kids ever.
Uh-huh.
She's younger than me.
Okay.
And she said, because that's something I would really like to be able to do for you. And I'm like, oh, well, yeah, I mean, I'm old. I didn't think that was going to ever happen. I'm 55 now.
Oh, wow.
And,
you don't look 55.
Oh, well, thank you.
No, you don't, honestly.
Right on.
Yeah.
And so now when, it's surround sound, babies crying and screaming and stuff, and you want to pull your hair out, I just remind her of, like, because that's something I'd really like to do for you. And she rolls her eyes. She hasn't struck me ever after saying that, but it's a thing I razz her about. It's a total blessing though, man. I mean, she and these children are just a straight gift from God.
That's so cool, man.
Life is good. It's hectic, it's crazy. But there's enough work, enough gigs, and I'm totally blessed.
Well, I know that you've created a couple of songs. You've written a couple of songs that you now have on Spotify, in fact. And
yes.
One is called Death Row, and the other one is Concrete Floor.
Yeah.
And I'm sure did you write those in prison?
Yeah.
Or after?
Concrete Floor came out of that storage closet.
Okay.
There was a concrete floor, painted like you would see in a garage.
Uh-huh.
Mechanics place, and I would walk back and forth, kind of pacing, in this little storage closet, practice room, and I would play and pray and do music and stuff, and I was scuffing the floor, with these hard-heeled prison-issue shoes that I had.
Oh, wow.
And, after some years, I'm like, noticing that there's this like path. I wore a path in this concrete floor.
Wow.
And I'm like, this is so prison, And there was bricks, and I would like just do weird prison things. You get kind of sturdy, and cagey when you're in there.
Okay.
It happens right away. I mean, like after a year, you just kind of like it changes your mindset, and then even after you get out, you catch yourself sort of staring off into the distance, and like you're on a cloud and you can't really find your way back. It's a thing that happens kind of quickly after being incarcerated.
Wow.
But nonetheless, I was in this room and pacing back and forth, and I'm like literally wearing a groove in the concrete, and I'm like, there's a tune there.
There's a song.
There's gotta be a song in there. And so, I wrote Concrete Floor from that.
Well, let's try. Do you mind sharing?
Sure, we'll try to give it a rip here. She drinks too much when she's with him. House is long, long gone. The bank took it away. Made a way for the new town road. No more trees to plant, no more seeds to sow. Now that she wondered wherever I went. When the cows took me away, jealousy ceased today.
more. What went on before I hit the concrete floor? Concrete floor. What to do when I get out of here? Eat a juicy steak, drinking ice cold beer. The old friends, they couldn't stay. Had to split apart. They all went their own way. Some married and some divorced. I imagine smiles and wonder if they're forced. My old dog, she wondered wherever I went when the cops took me away. Jealousy seized the day. And the soap prison stars feel like home. Talking to walls, bricks you count them all. Where we're grooving on this concrete floor, pacing and thinking more. What went on before I hit the concrete floor? Concrete floor. Had some crazy, crazy times. Did we survive? Or did we die? Cultivating the endless road. We never did give up. Never hung up our hope. Until we finally got to the beaches and cream, but the sunlit dream fell apart at the seams. And my old dog, she wondered wherever I went when the cops took me away. Jealousy seized the day. And the soap prison stars feel like home. Talking to the walls, bricks you count them all. And where we're grooving on this concrete floor, pacing and thinking more. What went on before I hit the concrete floor? Concrete floor. Concrete floor.
All right.
Thank you.
Nice job, dude. Nice job. I like it better in person than on Spotify.
Oh.
So
sure.
everybody should save this one right now.
Right on, right on.
But you don't get the pennies and all that if it's if they don't go to Spotify.
Yeah.
Those checks keep rolling in, right?
Yeah, yeah. I really should stop touring now and probably retire. Get that RV.
Yeah, Spotify isn't as productive for musicians as they let on at times.
No, do they even let on?
No, they just
Yeah.
like, yeah, here's a bunch of music here.
Yeah.
And then unless you're Neil Young, and then you say, I'm not going to be on Spotify, pull me off. You know?
Right.
And you make a statement, and everybody wants your music then.
Right.
You know, wow.
Yeah, I suppose that might have worked.
What a powerful song.
Yeah, you know, it was just this sort of melancholy state, and it just sort of just came out.
Yeah.
Captured it.
Wow.
Yeah.
For growing pot.
Yeah, yeah. You know, I felt like that was kind of a harsh sentence, you know, but
Yeah.
I mean, God works everything out for the good, you know.
Sure.
And in the grand scheme of things, you know, eternity, much less this life, 5 years in a cell with the Bible was not a bad thing.
No.
It was awesome.
So now I love your faith, man. You and I share that, and it's my priority in my life. God, family, the rest of the world is the way I say it.
Right.
And was that something that you had before you were incarcerated?
Well, I was, my family went to a Baptist church.
Oh my gosh.
In Raymond.
Oh my gosh.
But it wasn't really talked about then the rest of the week. We go to church on Sunday and then do whatever.
Uh-huh.
And I never read the whole Bible.
Sure.
And so I didn't really have any kind of genuine relationship with God. I just had this religious thing that we did and it really didn't make a difference.
Sure.
I might have been saved. I really don't know. Only God would know. But I had been introduced, I guess, to God before that,
uh-huh.
and I knew that there was a God. You can't look up into the sky at night and not know. And so, to that extent, I did. But it was the being able to take the time,
sure,
and prioritize just reading the Bible, knowing what does God have for us. What does He want us to know?
Right.
And
He'll tell you.
That just blew my mind.
He will tell you.
Yeah,
if we listen.
When you're in the Word,
right.
He'll speak to you.
Right.
Yeah.
So how did it happen? So you're incarcerated. You're in a cell, and do they provide a Bible, or do you have to fetch one?
No, you have to kind of fetch one.
Okay.
When I first got arrested, and then for 3 days you're in this solitary solitary confinement of intake, basically.
Uh-huh.
So they can basically observe you and see if you're going to freak out. And yeah, it's brutal. It's a total whiplash in reality. But anyway, after that 3 days, I got to a unit at Racine County Jail, and there was, I don't know, this is kind of a long story, but anyway, there was this pod of 10 cells with a day room, 20 guys, and there was this big black guy, the biggest guy in the room.
Okay.
When I first got there, and I couldn't help but notice him right away. When I got to my cell, put my bag down or whatever, people were like, "Oh, are you the guy with the dump truck full of weed?" I'm like, "What is that? They put it in, And I'm like, "Whatever." I was like a celebrity, People were cheering me when I came to the unit.
Sure.
Which was not totally. It was a little bit awkward,
Okay.
But anyway, this guy, this big guy, started chanting, running around the day room and chanting. He was going, "Rah, rah, rah," and I was like, I'm dead. I thought it was some kind of hazing ritual or something for the new guy on the unit. And, this circle formed, and almost everybody in the whole unit got into a circle. And then they're all looking at me. And I'm like, is this a beatdown? What's going on?
Really?
I was kind of freaking out, And I'm like, well, whatever happens, happens. I'm in this. And, everybody stopped. And they held hands. They grabbed each other's hands.
No way.
And looked over at me, and he's like, "Well, do you want to pray or not?" And I'm like, "Oh, he was saying prayer. He was chanting. He was yelling prayer, calling everybody together to pray." And I'm like, "I'm gonna be all right," And and I joined in and prayed. It was really a kind of amazing thing that was going on at that time on 4D. At Racine County, and he dusted off after the prayer. He went to the corner of the room. There was this dusty pile of books, and in it was this tattered up, all written and scribbled in Bible, and a new NIV Reader's Version.
Okay.
And he's like, "Here you go. Here's your Bible." And this guy who was facing 2 life sentences, just took me under his wing, opened right up to Proverbs. Pride comes before the fall. I was just cut like a knife.
Oh my gosh.
And And so I was just like, okay, I'm broken. Finally, maybe God can get to me.
Oh yeah.
I can get to know Him. And so, he dusted off a Bible, and I read through that, like shotgun through it in 3 weeks. And then kept going through it, and I had my own notes in addition to this other brother who had it before me. His name was Levi. I knew from the Bible, and his notes were awesome. And I became attached to this particular Bible. I don't know if you make your notes in it, you can go back to them, you can find anything quick.
Yeah.
And they raided the cell frequently because I guess they assumed that I was going to have weed. And so in one of the raids, they threw my Bible into this garbage pile that they would make in the middle of the unit, and they took it from me. I was just like bummed, profoundly bummed. And so it took a little while to get another one, but they could be. You could get your hands on one.
Okay.
But sometimes it took some doing, and they didn't always respect it.
Sure.
But nonetheless, yeah, you can get them.
Well, I've heard the blessing already in the instrument that God gave you. That voice is amazing. I like that raspiness that you've got that's going on. Now the question is does the beard muffle that? You got to talk about the beard.
Well, I
man.
think the sound kind of travels past the beard.
You think so? Okay.
Yeah.
Now, for folks that are listening on the radio right now, if you're not on Facebook, John has a beard that's probably 18 inches long. It reminds you a little bit of one of the guys from ZZ Top, but it's more cornrows, or what do you call them?
I don't really know what you would call it. I put a lot
it's
of
way
gel
cool
in the
though.
beard, and it does do a kinky kind of weird curly thing.
So have you always had a beard?
Kind of, yeah.
See, I'm envious. I can't grow one.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I could go a lifetime and not have even it's crazy. This is 3 days right here.
Oh, wow.
I know.
That's a clean shave you got, so.
Dude, I just can't grow hair. Except my ears and my nose.
You got more hair than I do. Maybe not on your beard.
Now my dad, he's a silverback.
Oh.
And he's got more hair in his chest, arms, and back, but he's got nothing on his head.
Right on.
So we call him a silverback.
Okay.
So
well, this is another thing that came. The beard is another thing that came out of the whole hairdo came out of prison.
Oh, it did?
It was right away on the unit there.
Uh-huh.
They had a floor with 4 units of 20 guys each.
Okay.
And this booth in the middle where the guard would sit, and they had one hair clippers for all 80 guys. But they would keep a razor for each person, being in the booth.
Okay.
And then once a week they'd let you use it. But people were always fighting over this one set of clippers for 80 guys, and plus it was actually pretty gross.
Yeah.
I mean, ew, but interestingly, they had guys on the unit who would do the barbering for other guys. It's kind of cool, actually. But they would literally fight, for like a couple ramen noodles, a bag of coffee, and stuff like that. But literal fights and brawls would happen over those clippers because who gets it next?
Okay.
You just had to negotiate amongst the inmates.
Wow.
And so it got to a point where I said, forget this. I'm not going to fight over this clippers, and I'm just going to take and do what I can do with this razor, but I do want to have a beard.
Uh-huh.
And so I just let the beard grow, and I shaved my head, and I just really never have switched the hairstyle since then. And it was bugging me because it would be bushy and out to the side and itchy and everything that a beard does, So I just was putting like lotion, prison issue lotion.
Sure.
You could buy lotion on Canteen or whatever. And so I just sort of dampened it down a little bit with lotion while I was locked up, and then it sort of just started to get wavy.
Cool.
And evolved then into this monstrosity that you see now that my wife makes fun of me for doing once a week.
Oh,
it takes
man.
a little while. she harasses me hard about it, but
Dude, it's a great look.
Yeah, I mean, people do.
It's your
recognize
signature.
it. Yeah, it's noticeable. But
Yeah.
that's not really why I have it. It was just really to keep from, getting into prison brawls.
Okay.
And then I just now it's a thing, so I just haven't changed it.
Oh, sure.
I threaten to shave it all the time.
No, don't shave it.
Yeah.
Your kids won't recognize you. So you have two kids, two kiddos.
Yeah.
Talk about that.
Yeah, and so I got married in 2019 in September, and then we had a little boy named Elijah, and then this last year we just had a little boy named Jephthah.
All right.
And yeah, it's a total blessing. Now, I married into a couple kids too, so I have a stepdaughter who's like 17.
Oh, wow.
And a stepson who's 13.
Awesome.
Ooh,
13.
Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah. They spend most of their time with their dad.
Okay.
Just because, well, he doesn't have as many rules in the household.
Okay.
So they don't really like the rules, and so, they're hanging out with dad a lot.
I get that.
They'll
be back.
Yeah, right.
They'll
We're
be
still
back.
in their lives.
Yeah.
Doing our best to just give them a godly example.
Sure.
And so that's a challenge. It's tough because they were living with us.
Mhm.
At least half the time.
Sure.
And then over the years, it's just like, well, I'm out of here, and Dad allowed it.
Yeah.
So their dad is really in charge.
Sure.
He's the head of the household, so
Right.
I respected that, and I didn't say we're going to court and do all that crazy stuff.
Yeah. Well, they get to that age at 13 and higher where they can make their decision.
Right.
I mean, you can't fight it and all that stuff, but you know what happens though? I think, and being a divorced dad, my son, I was fortunate to have him most of the time, Alex. My oldest, I did not, but Christopher. Things gravitate back. We had rules at our house, from making your bed to your duties after dinner, things like that, and it comes around. And Alex, after 8 years in the Navy, he came back and he said, "I get why you had me making the bed." And I'm like, "Really? Really? What's that about?" And he goes, "Well, that starts my day off in a constructive way." And I'm like,
You made your bed.
"Right." He says, "The Navy made me make my bed every day." He says, "Not like you, but."
Yeah,
Oh
you
my
did
gosh.
something. I think making the bed is important.
Yeah, but kids, wow. So, are you part of a men's group or anything, or?
Well, I go to church at Calvary Chapel, Madison.
Okay.
Jeff Solwold, this long-haired, kind of hippie-looking pastor,
Yeah.
came walking into Fox Lake in 2013,
Sure.
and I just saw him and immediately felt like I'd known him forever.
Mhm.
And then, while I was before that date, I had been locked up for almost 2 years at that point, and poring over the Bible, all the way through every couple months, 3 or 4 months, I had a lot of questions. I'm like, man, I wish someone would just expand on this.
Isn't that amazing?
There really wasn't anybody, and there wasn't a lot of commentaries that I could get. There wasn't a ton of resources, so I just have the Bible, and which was great. But I did have a lot of questions, and I wished that somebody would. And they had volunteers who would come in and talk about topical studies. And
Sure.
stuff. Here's my series on, marriage, or
Mhm.
here's my series on whatever. And I'm like, I just want somebody to just teach it verse by verse, front to back. A lot of people avoid the Old Testament, and it's just I need to know the whole deal.
You got to have the Old Testament to make the
Yeah.
New Testament to understand that.
Right, and so yeah, of course. I mean, it's like reading the last chapter of the book and expecting to understand it.
No way.
And so Jeff came in and he just went right straight. Here's the verse, the passage that we're going to be in today, and he just started teaching verse by verse, front to back. And I'm like, that's my guy, man.
Wow.
And I'm like, from then on, the rest of the years, I sort of prayed and dreamed about being able to go to a church like that.
Right.
He only came in once a month.
Sure.
Now, I was on the worship team in prison, and he would come in and he'd play bass once in a while. It was a pretty cool scene. But anyway, when I first got out, I wasn't really living that close. I was let out in Racine. I was living in a like halfway house at first, and it was too far. I didn't have a car. I couldn't get to the Calvary Chapel match.
Yeah.
But ultimately, I ended up getting a car and moving in with my buddy in Jefferson, and was able to get there. It was only a half hour away, and so I've been going there ever since.
Cool.
And I don't remember the original question, but yeah, I'm on the worship team there.
Yeah, that's cool. We have my men's group. We've been meeting for years on Thursday mornings at over at Prairie Athletic Club, and it's a tight knit group of guys, and we've been on Book of Acts for a month now.
Oh.
What we do is we'll do a little video with someone. Chris Brown is my favorite.
Okay.
Circle, underline, highlight. It's his favorite phrase. The guy tells stories like you can't believe. Or Andy Stanley, and then we talk about it. And we, as the guys, they have a teaching part of it where we can ask questions and talking about it and discussing. So that's a big part of my life. And a lot of people that are watching right today, some of them know it, some of them don't know that about me. And I think they'd all be going, "What? No way!" Or I knew that about you. I could see it, or something like that. So I love that we share that.
Well, yeah, everything developed. Everything is framed in that.
Yeah.
In that light.
That's true. That's true. But don't forget, wars have been fought for thousands of years over religion.
Well, yeah, religion is one
evil,
thing, and people do fight over religion, and religion isn't really what it's about. It's about a relationship with God.
There you go.
Yeah.
There it is. If anybody listening today, if you heard anything, even the music, what he just said is probably the most important thing of the entire show.
Yeah, it's religious people that killed Jesus.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I know. Hey, I want to hear more of your music, and you have to play Death Row.
Oh, okay.
You have to play that. I like that song. I mean, I like both of the songs that you've written. Now, I only know of two. Are there other songs that you've written?
Yeah, there's a song called "Diggin" that I wrote. I started writing actually right before I got locked up.
Okay.
And I finished it when I was locked up.
Okay.
Which is an interesting song that I kind of looked at again. And I play a lot of covers. I haven't been playing a ton of my originals recently, but "Diggin" is one that is a pretty cool song. I was digging this massive crop and my back was killing me, and I'm like, what am I doing? I'm digging myself a hole in the ground here.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like, deep in my spirit, I was like, this isn't sustainable,
Right.
And so I was just like feeling like I was digging my own grave, and out of that came this song called "Diggin."
Cool. You want to play that one instead?
Play that one.
Yeah. Whatever you want to. This is all about you today, buddy. Yeah. See, he's doing something that I have tried to do for all through COVID. I tried to learn to play a guitar. I'm just not.
Yeah, and I'm still working on my stage banter during tuning. I haven't got any of that game. I'm not a comedian. I don't have anything funny to say, but this song "Diggin'," I like I said, let me get a drink here.
Okay, go ahead. Oh, he didn't do that, really.
Yeah, that was good. Okay. But anyway, you'll catch the idea.
Time goes flying away from here someday. Seems like half of the people are psychotic. feet into the ground, still
Mr. John Gray, right here on 103.5 WLSP, The Sun. Nice job, buddy.
Thank you, thank you.
Wow, I love that voice. I could listen to you all day. It's a great sound. Hey, if you want to learn more about John Gay, go to johngaymusic.com. And there's also an availability chart on his website. And did I call you Gray before?
You did.
Oh, dude.
That's all right. You corrected yourself.
It's the beard. It did it. I don't know. I'm sorry about that.
Great, yeah.
Hey, go to his website, johngaymusic.com. johngaymusic.com. Check it out. You'll get to see photos and some videos, the music that he's doing, and then there's a calendar that shows availability. And you invite him in. Have a special event. And have this gentleman come in and play, because I'm going to tell you, you can't go wrong. I've heard him. I've listened to his music. He is entertaining as heck, and just you'll want him back more and more again. Now you can see him. The next time you can see him is on July 7th in Mequon at the Reserve.
Yeah.
And he'll be there. It's worth the drive. Take a drive. Take a stroll. I mean, we got some beautiful days out there.
Yeah.
Go to Mequon, check it out, spend the day, and then stay. Is that 7 o'clock, 5 o'clock?
Yeah. Actually, I think it's 6:30 to 8:30.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
And so spend a day in Mequon and enjoy the location, because Mequon's a pretty cool place, actually. You can even go to Port.
Actually, that's it's an apartment complex. It might not even really be open to the public. But you could probably come and see the show. Yeah, it's like kind of a poolside.
Oh, check it out! Really?
Yeah, patio scene, and people are drinking wine and grilling out and stuff.
All right.
But then later in the week, I'm going to be at Grassway Organics, which is a really cool venue. Stone-fired pizza out in East Troy. One of my favorite places to play. Just a really laid-back, rural setting on a farm where they, raise all of the ingredients for the pizzas, pretty much. The cows and the pigs, and the vegetables and all that stuff. And anyway, that's a cool place. And
Wild Hills.
Wherever else I'm going to be. Oh yeah,
Wild Hills Winery
out in Muscata, if that's how you pronounce it.
Or Muscota.
Muscota, yeah. Is a really cool venue too, out in the country. Vineyard.
All right.
Food there too.
Watertown Country Club. You're playing there, bud.
Oh yes.
All All right.
It's cool places. I love those places.
I'm really impressed with your schedule. It's amazing. You are one busy dude.
Yeah, glory to God.
Yeah,
You know.
That's right. You make hay while the sun is shining.
Well, yeah, definitely a little busier in summer. It slows down a little bit in winter, but yeah, June and July are the busiest months.
Are you going to be able to go to Life Fest up in Oshkosh?
No, not this year.
Oh man, I wish you could be playing up there.
Yeah, I played at the Life Fest stage at Broadfest a couple of years ago with
Okay.
a friend of mine. But no, I've never actually been to Life Fest.
All right, got to get you there, dude.
Right.
It's awesome.
Right.
I'm part of the Christian Giving Fund, and so we fund a lot of the activities in that through grants and stuff.
Cool.
And we got to definitely get you in there with Bob Lenz, and I'll get you connected.
Appreciate
I
it.
know people.
Thank you. All right. Yeah, just have your people contact my people.
You got
with
it.
me.
That's right.
And then yeah, we'll go from there.
So if you want to contact him, go to the website, johngaymusic.com, and in the contact list you can put your information in there, and trust me, he will get back to you right away.
Oh yeah.
I mean, this dude's quick. Boom, boom. I'm doing it at Buck and Honey's, and all of a sudden, bam, I get an answer. I'm like, wow, that is amazing. That is amazing. And when you're searching for this wonderful musician, don't forget to put music at the end of your search, or you'll come up with some English poet.
Yeah, there's a whatever century.
I know, right?
poet, right.
It's not a bad thing. It's a pretty cool
Well,
poet.
yeah.
You know. So a little bit of poetry, a little bit of music. But your music is poetry.
Well, yeah.
The songs you've just played they have a message in it that is deep, whether you've been incarcerated or not. I mean, you get it, and it hits you, and I appreciate it. I appreciate the music of that. What else do you want to play for us?
Yeah, I'm working on. I need to get into the studio, and finish up these songs that are not as prisony. Do you have the guitar in the mix here? I'm not hearing it in my headphones, and then.
Oh yeah, I do. Oh yeah.
Okay. Right on.
Not at all. I hear it because I've had to turn you down a
right
little
on.
bit.
I'm sorry. I was just looking at a text. I don't know why I'm on my phone. What was I doing? I'm looking at.
Oh my gosh, you and my my spouse. I mean, she's on her phone all the time.
Oh yeah.
Now she's gonna.
Okay, so my wife was texting me. She must be monitoring out there in the vehicle.
Oh yeah.
Pretty funny.
Oh, she
Yeah,
outside.
She said it sounds great. Yeah.
Oh man, she could have been in here. And come talk.
Right.
Come on in. Bring
Well,
the
yeah,
kids
with
in.
with the kids and
Yeah,
everything.
bring them in.
Come on in, huh?
I'd love to see. I'd love to meet you.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been really into Tyler Childers these days.
Okay.
I don't know how many more songs we're gonna do.
As many as you want. We got 20 minutes to go. I'll let it be all about you.
Well, let's see. Well, let's save that one for last. Let's do this one. Sorry about the tuning.
No,
my wife says, because every time I move my capo, which is like a cheaper thing that guitarists use, I have to retune, because it's just like doesn't fit the strings as well. So my wife's like, why don't you just get a different capo that you wouldn't have to retune every time? And I'm like, wow, that's a really good idea. But it's this guitar which Calvary Chapel Madison just had for me. One day I went in, I needed a guitar. My other guitar didn't really survive the prison bit. So there was this one. I would never have thought to get a guitar like this for myself. Anyway, they got me this one, and the guitar neck is a little bit different.
Oh, it is.
So it doesn't fit the capo the same way, But I took a hammer and I worked on that for a little while, and it's the best I can get. But I still have to tweak it a little bit. All right, sorry about this.
That's all right. She's coming in.
Oh,
The boss is coming in.
real. It's getting real.
I love
She's
this.
going to be coming in with requests too, possibly.
Oh yeah.
I have created, a set list and songs that I would learn to play often. Ooh, here's a good one. I should
Okay.
do this one. Oh yeah, let's do this one. That my wife listens to and enjoys. Oh, it's gotten real.
Hey.
Amanda,
Hello.
Jeff,
Amanda.
and Elijah are in the studio.
All right.
Welcome.
I'm digging this.
103.5 The Sun.
Oh, I love it. He even plugs it.
Oh man, he's got a radio.
Grab that mic. Can you bring it over and pull it to here? I can pull it. Oh, there you go. I'm gonna put you on. Hang on. Ready? There we go. Hi.
Hello.
Oh my gosh. Look at this. Thank you for coming in.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having us.
Thanks for letting this guy come over today.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is generally my day off, so it's like,
Yeah,
Wow.
this
all right, but
is big deal.
Is this okay?
Yeah.
He's doing a good job?
He's doing a good job. Yeah.
All right. All right.
But yeah, they came with me because we might do a little hiking afterwards.
There you go. There you go.
Daddy worked like a mule behind a pine county coat. He raised up his back and couldn't work anymore. He said, one of these days you'll get out of these hills. Keep your nose to the grindstone, out of pills. See the ways of this world, they just bring you to tears. Keep the Lord in your heart, you'll have nothing to fear. Build the best that you can, and don't lie, don't steal. Keep your nose on the grindstone and out of the pills. Hey Daddy, I've been trying, I just can't catch a break. There's too much in this world, I can't seem to shake. And I remember your words, Lord, they bring me to chills. Keep your nose on the grindstone and out of pills. Keep in mind that man's just as good as his word. It takes twice as long to build bridges you burn. If there's a hurt you can cause, time alone cannot heal. Keep your nose on the grindstone, out of pills. But Daddy, I've been trying, I just can't catch a break. There's too much in this world, I can't seem to shake. But I remember your words, oh, they bring me to chills. Keep your nose on the grindstone and out of pills. Keep your nose on the grindstone.
Awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
Isn't he something?
Isn't that great? I get to listen to that all day long.
Oh my gosh. You gotta get an album, dude.
Oh yeah, I'm working on that.
We gotta get GoFundMe page. That's what
Yeah,
we
Yeah.
yeah, I do kind of need some money for the album, but
Yeah.
How much money do you need to raise for an album?
that's a good question.
That's a good question.
Possibly a lot.
Yeah. We were
I
really
have a
blessed.
friend who-
so
yeah.
so we have a brother at church that actually paid for him to go into the studio
Oh wow.
and record a song, and so that's how he got the music out that he has now. I mean,
Oh,
we're
cool.
just so blessed. That's how we got the guitar. We just showed up at church one day and there was a guitar sitting on the stage where his mic was, and he's like, "Whose guitar is that?" We're like, "That's John Gay's guitar." Because I don't know if he told you this, but he didn't have a guitar.
No.
He was borrowing a guitar from my roommate. And so, yeah.
I love this. I
Or
love
my
this.
roommate, your cousin.
For my cousin, your roommate.
Right.
So I will point something out to you that you're in one of the largest community-based stations in Wisconsin. We are Station of the Year by Wisconsin Broadcasters Association. There are 2 TV stations over next door, or recording studios.
Oh, wow.
So we might be able to do some horse trading on this stuff. How about that?
Yeah.
Now we don't have the tracks and all that stuff that you can do but we can do video.
Oh.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
Interesting.
I'm telling you, I'll show you
Sure.
after the show. But it's pretty cool. And in fact, we got something coming up the 21st of July, which you're not scheduled on.
Oh.
And
Which we know by the availability calendar.
Correct.
Right.
You know, you mean the one on johngaymusic.com?
That's the one.
That's the one, right? And I have to talk to somebody about it to see if we could get you on there, but that would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
What is this event on the 21st?
So it's the 21st. So it'll be, is that a Thursday or Tuesday? I don't know. One of those.
Okay.
It's at Wetmore Park. There's a splash pad.
Oh, a splash pad.
Yeah.
You hear that? Splash pad. Oh, he likes it.
Jeff does on the
This is the backup singer.
8-month-old.
So it's Wetmore Park. We do these musical events. Soggy Prairie's been there. Some others have been there.
Nice.
But we're doing one that's featuring the media center because this is a nonprofit.
Yeah.
I'm a volunteer. I don't get paid. And so, I'm working on that GoFundMe page.
Bless your heart.
And so we bring in some musicians, and that's where Kelsey Miles.
Oh.
We introduced her.
Okay.
Nice.
And I mean, she had just learned the guitar, and you know, she has a PhD in organic chemistry,
Really?
and picked up the guitar like maybe, I don't know, 7 years ago.
Man.
And it was just a cool story. And so she kind of, I always tell her, you started your career here.
So when you get big, don't forget us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She's
Kelsey
always.
Miles was launched at 103.5 The Sun.
I love that.
Oh my.
Oh my.
The kids love it too. Story time is awesome at our house. You
I
have no
bet.
idea.
I bet. I always get joked because I always do the special effects. You know,
Okay.
Stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Where does special effects come from? I don't know. I'm just sitting around the world all by myself, and that just happens. You know.
Yeah, that's funny.
I'm excited that you're here. I mean, this is a blessing. It really is. And to see these 2 beautiful kiddos, oh my gosh.
So let's talk about love, right? Everybody loves the love story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So it was my birthday.
Oh, you're good. I like this.
It was my birthday, right? And what does a starving musician do for the woman he loves?
Writes her a song.
Right on.
Ah.
So now the question is he going to remember the words to the song that he
that's
wrote for my
awesome.
birthday?
Are you gonna put him on the spot?
I'm going to put him on the spot.
Wow, that's really nice.
Oh, look.
Maybe I can find the lyrics.
Yeah, you got the sheet music for that?
Because I might remember the lyrics, in the comfort of
You've
my
got
living
10
room.
minutes to do this.
But I'm now concerned.
You're up on the clock.
And I feel like I don't know where I'm find it.
And while John's looking for this, let me tell you real quick. Hey, you're listening to 103.5 WLSP, The Sun. We're underwritten by those wonderful folks at the Bank of Sun Prairie and the Baker Realty Group. Glad to be a part of that. Don't forget, today at 11 o'clock, you have the Token Creek Independence Day celebration. Again, it starts at 11 o'clock. Get there before that, maybe an hour before, and enjoy the time. It's going to run till about 12:45, or maybe 1 o'clock. It's the world's biggest little parade, and it may just be the last time you ever see it because that's put on by the Token Creek Lions Club, and they're disbanding. They're coming into the Sun Prairie Lions Club. I know we should take it over, but I don't think so.
Right.
Anyway,
Yeah.
you've been
Be
listening.
a volunteer position as well.
Exactly, it is. You've been listening to the music of John Gay this morning. I met him at Buck and Honey's and was just blown away by it. And it caught my attention. Really caught my attention. So I'm digging this. And again, thank you for being here.
Yeah.
And let's hear this song. This would be like a tribute, a love song.
Yeah, no pressure.
Yeah, we were in marital counseling, and our pastor asked Amanda what attracted her to me. And I think she made some comment about my voice and my singing, whatever. And so
Yes.
the pastor said, well, John, you need to write her a song. And
Cool.
so then when her birthday came around, I'm like, came up with this one, and she for a wedding ring, she wanted a wooden wedding ring.
Okay.
And I just, just melted when she said that, as a like very poor man, just getting started in music, and so out of that came this.
She wants a red ring made out of wood.
That is just too cool. I mean, how romantic, right? I mean,
Right.
to be a man, to be able to write a love song to his wife.
Mm.
Yeah, I'll vacuum, maybe dust. I don't know.
Oh,
What?
we love that too.
You do?
Yeah,
Okay.
dishes, laundry,
Well, I can
all
do.
that.
Oh, I do dishes.
Yeah.
I do.
It's called worshiping.
Honest to goodness, I love to vacuum and stuff like that.
Isn't there just something so satisfying
It
about
is.
those lines?
And my lines are straight. They're so
Oh.
perfect. You got to vacuum forward and vacuum back.
Let me find out you have a zero-turn lawnmower.
No. I have one that's not powered though.
Oh.
And Terry would probably give me a rotary blade one if she could have, but no. My lot's like 0.21 acres, so I can mow it in 20 minutes.
Oh.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. And that's because I have dog poop I have to avoid. But if I didn't have that, I could get it done in like 18 minutes.
Oh, man. Okay. Watch out for the landmines.
Talk about where you're going to be coming up. You got about 3 minutes to go.
Yeah. For sure, check me out at Grassway Organics in East Troy. And if you're in the middle of the state or out west a little bit in Muscota, check out Wild Hills Winery. There's a really nice, beautiful rolling hills scene there. And then, I don't know.
Grass Organics, you got the Village Pub on July 10th in Sauk
that's
City.
Sauk City. That might be
That's a good one.
It's not too far from here, maybe.
Yeah, that's not too bad. Well, Watertown's not too bad. Watertown Country Club.
Right, Watertown Country Club.
It's a country club, but it's not really private.
Right, yeah.
Get
you
in
can
there.
go to that.
Yeah. Cafe
Great
213.
food there.
What's that?
Great food at the country club too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Cafe 213 on July 15th. I'm telling you, folks, go to johngaymusic.com and you got to check this out. Take the time to hear this gent, and his story's amazing. His music's even better, and that's and that voice, that raspy voice. I'm trying to place what other musician I know that has that same sound, and it's just been, I'm losing sleep at night trying to figure it out. But it's true. It's just a great sound, and I am so blessed and so just happy that you decided that you're able to do this today, and then to meet this wonderful lady and the babies, and then to hear your love song to your wife is the best, and to be a brother in faith. There's the connection's been made.
Yes, definitely.
I can't play a musical instrument if my life depended on it.
Me neither, brother.
I've tried guitar during COVID, and if you can't do it during COVID, you can't do it at all.
Yeah, it takes a lot of patience.
The piano didn't work, the guitar didn't work. Maybe harmonica. No, that won't work either. I don't know.
Yeah, they all take a lot of repetition.
And I'll definitely put a word in at Buck and Honey's to Tommy and Amy and see if we can get you back there.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Bill.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome.
Lord, just thank you so much for this time, and just keep your hand on this country, Lord, and just let us be close to each other, whether we agree with the next person or not. Love you and praise you. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. And he is exactly right. It's all about coming together.
Right.
Coming together. So, hey, thanks for listening this morning, everybody. And why don't you play us out a little bit on something? Got about 2 minutes, but I want to thank you for being here. Don't forget to join me on Wednesday for the Sun Prairie Real Estate Show. And Laura and I will be talking about the current housing situation and what's happened in June. And then I'll be at Farmers Market on Saturday next week, I think my schedule has me for there. So don't forget, football is coming up. We've got the Cardinals and we've got the Wolves this year, so we'll be doing those interviews. And lastly, but not least, don't forget about the Token Creek Parade today, starting at 11 o'clock. You need to be out there. The world's smallest, greatest, biggest parade there ever was. John Gay, thank you so much, buddy. I appreciate it. Check him out, johngaymusic.com. And as he plays us out, I'll let him play and let you enjoy his music for the last minute we have. Bye, Sun Prairie.
I've been held by the Savior. I've felt fire from above. I've been down to the river. That's all that I need to say. Right all the time. All my hope is in Jesus. God, my yesterday is gone. All my sins are forgiven. Thank you, Lord. I've been washed by the blood. I'm no stranger to a prison. I've worn shackles and chains. I've been freed and forgiven. Yes, Lord. And I'm not holding back. I'll never be the same. That's why I say all my hope is in Jesus. Praise God, my yesterday is gone. All my sins are forgiven. Thank you, Lord. I've been washed by the blood. There's a kind of thing that just breaks a man. Break him down to his knees. God, I've been broken
Nice job, and thank you again for being on Facebook. I hope you enjoyed this. And again, reach out to johngaymusic.com, and you are on a journey with this gentleman. He's going somewhere, and mark my words, I can tell. All right, bye, Sun Prairie. See ya on Facebook on Wednesday. Bye now.
God bless. Thank you so much, Bill.
You're welcome. You're welcome.